Fast and Furious Supercharged is closing earlier than planned and will have its final day on August 16, 2026. Originally set to close permanently 2027, could this last-minute change be a cost-saving measure, or do they actually have an idea of what to replace it with? The Fast and Furious drifting coaster, also in Universal Studios Florida, is racing to open next year, but there's no info on what's to become of Supercharged, if anything. Let's dig into the official announcement and rumors for its replacement in today's news update.
Are you ready to ride Fast and Furious Supercharged?
Who's ready to see this ride?
3, 2, 1. Whoa! Oh!
Welcome to the family.
First announced publicly in the Universal Orlando Annual Pass Holder group on Facebook, Fast and Furious Supercharged will officially close permanently beginning August 17th with its final day of operation on Sunday, August 16th. The official announcement states that the reason for closure is related to them continuing to make way for the new Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift roller coaster opening next year. They also said to stay tuned for a special look at our new coaster soon, and the next day released a new official video showcasing the ride's signature 170-foot-tall vertical spike, now completed. Fast and Furious Supercharged opened to a less than stellar reception back in 2018, meaning it will be closing having not even made it a full decade in Universal Studios Florida. The Supercharged segment was removed from the tram tour in Universal Studios Hollywood back in March of last year, as that park prepared for their version of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. As of now, there has still not been an announcement for a replacement for the tram tour segment. Back in Orlando, sections of the Supercharged attraction's queue and surrounding area is utilized each year as a Halloween Horror Nights haunted house, and this year was no exception. In recent years, the attraction even closed seasonally during this event to better accommodate this haunted house location. With the permanent closure of Supercharged originally set for sometime in 2027, they're now able to simply not reopen at all after this Halloween season. In recent months, the Supercharged queue has been losing several of its iconic show cars. Having been on display for years since opening, these cars may have been removed to be utilized within the queue or ride areas of the new coaster being built now across the park. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is still set to open 2027, but the company has not yet revealed when next year that will be exactly. Themed work walls have been added around the work site on the side facing City Walk. Now that the 170-foot-tall vertical spike has been completed, more and more track continues to be installed in all areas of the new ride, including in the middle area near the Music Plaza stage. So what will replace Supercharged? What will come of this absolutely massive structure that was built to contain the 360 screen tunnel scene? With Universal not even saying that Supercharged is closing to make way for a new experience, it's difficult to know if a replacement is even on the horizon. The company is currently demolishing the Lost Continent next door at Islands of Adventure, which they did confirm is being removed for a new experience. They're also building 2 new rides at Epic Universe, in the Wizarding World and in Dark Universe. This according to recent permit activity and survey markers at both sites. Does all this activity already happening around Universal Orlando mean that the gigantic Supercharged warehouse will just sit empty? The strongest rumor for the space has continued to be a replacement based on Back to the Future, although it's not clear if this would be a quick overlay meant to be temporary or a permanent attraction. The new park coming to the UK appears to have a land based on Back to the Future in its official concept art. The first FanFest nights at Universal Studios Hollywood featured the property as well, so it's definitely something that the company is willing to still use in the parks. Perhaps the Back to the Future concept was initially dreamt up for the Supercharged space as a temporary overlay to utilize for an Orlando iteration of FanFest nights. That event in Hollywood is a separately ticketed after-hours event like Halloween Horror Nights, but with bespoke experiences based on fan-favorite properties rather than haunted houses. But without a FanFest nights in Orlando, and with the Supercharged attraction now closing permanently, perhaps these supposedly already drawn-up overlay plans could be put into place to keep the ride capacity up in the park, but just for the time being. Additional ride capacity could prove useful in 2027, where rumors say ET Adventure could be closing for an extended downtime. This would be similar to the long-term refurbishments that we've seen at the resort for Revenge of the Mummy, Jurassic Park River Adventure, and now the Horror Makeup Show. If the temporary Back to the Future overlay theory is true, I would not expect a long turnaround time for the ride. Just some set dressing and new media installation to replace Dom with Doc, along with our buses being retrofit for time travel. Whether or not a Back to the Future temporary attraction happens, something eventually will need to be planned to replace this large location long term. Speculation from fans has long included a concept to replace the party buses with night buses, extending the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley into the area. Newer theories involve bringing back Jaws or giving Ghostbusters a new dark ride, which is interesting considering how all of the rumors seem to involve classic Universal Studios Florida properties. Just to throw my hat into the ring for a new permanent attraction replacing Supercharged, perhaps one way to bring Jaws back, but without just lazily reusing the existing 360 screen tunnel, could be to create a new special effects show. And Jaws would be a good fit to replace San Francisco in the park, since it's already home to Bruce the Shark, retained from the old area. And every summer, they already re-theme the area to a sort of small Amity Island anyway. What if they just made it permanent? The Richter's and Lombard's dining locations could be re-themed to Amity Island restaurants, and Spielberg gets another attraction in the park that he helped build from the start. I think the ride could be replaced with a new show loosely based on lights, camera, action hosted by Steven Spielberg, from both Universal Singapore and Beijing. That show's main segment takes place in a boathouse that always kind of reminded me of that one scene from the Jaws ride, so maybe just throw an animatronic shark in there. The official concept art for Universal United Kingdom Resort seems to include a small Jaws area, so I've been thinking about what could fit there myself. Personally, I'd love to see a new multi-part show about the behind the scenes of filmmaking, like the original Earthquake attraction was in this space, but this time about the making of Jaws. But that's just one theory, and a bit outside the box, because I'd hate to see a screen-based Jaws ride, but maybe that's just me. What about you? Do you have a theory or suggestion on how the park could utilize this large, mostly empty attraction box? And will you be riding Supercharged one more time before it closes for good next month? Stick with the channel as we cover the future of this space, the new coaster opening next year, whatever's replacing Lost Continent, and the new Potter and Monsters rides for Epic Universe. If you like what we do, consider joining our Patreon, where we post exclusive podcasts discussing rumors and theories like these before they go live. Patreon.com/themeparkstop. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
The party is here. The party is now.